But here's the good news. If you're sick of these guys, you can say no to them. You can say no to them. So look, we know who they are. Kamala Harris is offering us a new way forward, a better way forward. The vice president always says something, and I love this. She's a girl who grew up in a middle-class family in Oakland, and I'm a kid who grew up in a rural community of 400 in Nebraska. And she, a middle-class guy. I see that guy with the Husker hat on. He's not letting it go. But she says, how beautiful is it that two middle-class kids can be running for president and vice president of this country? And when you grow up middle class, you know how middle class folks think. I remember Wall Street Journal did a story, and they analyzed our financial reports, and they said, damn, Tim Walz might be the poorest person to ever run for vice president. So every teacher in here, every nurse in here, every firefighter, every small business owner, we are who we are. We're middle class. That's why she understands that the economy works best when it's fair for everyone. And she's not just talking about it. She's laid out a plan to show us the way. Now think about this. Kamala Harris's plan, and they've analyzed this thing, 100 million Americans will get a tax cut under Kamala Harris. Middle class folks. And you hear us talking about prices, taking on the price gougers. Farmers make $10 for a bushel of soybeans. That's what they made when food was cheaper. Somebody's taking the money. Here's how it works. You get a hurricane coming, and folks in Florida are trying to fly out of it. Oh, imagine that. Airline flight prices went way up. That's not capitalism. That's unfair. That's price gouging. That's unethical. And it matters. Things like insulin. When we put a cap on insulin at $35, because here's what happens. An airline flight might be one thing, but getting out of the way of a hurricane is pretty damn important. But taking your insulin, life and death. We had a young man in Minnesota, Alex Smith, couldn't get his insulin because after 26, he went up his parents' insurance. He started rationing it, and he died because of it. So his mom, Nicole, comes to the state capitol and says, I will be damned if another family will lose a child. And we passed a law capping insulin price at $35. That's what Kamala Harris is doing. By the way, it costs $5 to manufacture that insulin, and they were charging $800. So just to be clear, yeah. Look, and then something bringing costs down. But Kamala Harris brought up something. I see it is good. There's a lot of young people in this crowd. That is a good thing.